friends, today we are going to can baked beans, and these are wonderful. I got this recipe from another homestead or another channel called Homestead Tessie. Fantastic recipe. I'll give you the recipe in the video, but I'm doubling mine basically because I'm going to do, well, no, I'm more than doubling it because I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to do 14 quarts of it instead of what the recipe calls for, 4 quarts. So I'm doing 14 or 13 cups instead of 4. But I'm going to show you this because all I'm going to do is you can soak your beans overnight. But I'm just going to quick soak mine. And usually when I do this, the bad ones will float to the top. And I'll go through them, but they're pretty good. Anyway, so, and these beans, friends, were all given to me. Didn't cost me a dime. Just what cost me is my time and some of the other ingredients that I'm going to have in there. Which we'll go over that in a little bit. I just want to show you, because I'm still working on that, putting the ingredients together. But I just wanted to show you how I just quick soak these. How it's easy to do, and you can quick soak even if you're going to can. There, I got a good, almost a gallon of water in there. I'm going to turn it on high. I'm going to, of course, cover it because it boils faster. But I'm going to turn them on high, and I'm just going to bring them to a boil. And then I'm going to turn the heat off, and they're just going to sit and soak in that boiling hot water. They're going to soak for an hour. And then I'm going to rinse them, and they'll be ready to go. So, we'll be back when that's ready. Friends, see, that is a boiling. I'm going to shut that off, and I'm just going to let that come down on the heat. Boy, it's really frothing, isn't it? That's a trick. Blow on it. Anyway, okay, so those are boiling really good. I'm going to let them soak in that for a good hour. And when that's done, you can see over there, I'll zoom in, I'm getting all my ingredients ready to go. So, and I'm doing dishes. So when this is done in an hour, I'll have all my jars ready, my dishes done, and all the ingredients finished up. And we'll be back. Okay, friends, I am back. These have soaked for an hour in hot water. I drained them. There was no other. I picked out a few of the bad beans throughout the soaking process that float to the top. But other than that, they were all good. And as you see, I drained them, and I also reserved 7 cups of the liquid because that's what the recipe calls for. So I'm going to quickly read this to you, and I will also post it, at the end of the video. I'll put a recipe tag on there. But anyway, to do just 4 quarts, which I'm doing 14 quarts. But to do 4 quarts, you'll need 4 cups of navy beans, 1/2 pound of bacon, 4 teaspoons of salt, 4 tablespoons of molasses, 6 tablespoons of mustard, 1 1/2 cups of ketchup, 6 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 cups of onions, and the 2 cups of liquid reserved from the bean water. Okay, so I'm doing a bigger one, so I am going to do 2 pounds of bacon, which it's all in there. I just chopped it up nicely. And I'll mix it up in there a little bit because I want it broke up real good. Get that in there and mix that up, break it up. I did break it up as much as I could, but it sticks together, you know how it does. It'll get in here and bust all apart. Okay, so I've got that. Put the dish in the sink. And then it calls for 1/4 cup of salt, which I have right here. 1/4 cup. Throw that in there. Okay. The next thing it calls for is 1 cup of molasses. And I'm going to have to get my little handy dandy scraper here. We're going to put 1 cup of molasses in here. You guys, if you try this recipe, you'll love it. It really is fantastic. Okay, got that. The next thing it calls for is 1/2 cup of mustard. Again, I'm going to use my scraper. And I'm just dumping it all in there, and then we'll mix it up. So there's the mustard. And then after that, it calls for 5 cups of ketchup, which is 2 of your 24 ounce, because it has 40 tablespoons in each one, which is equivalent to 80 tablespoons, which in turn is equivalent to 5 cups. So we're just going to dump all these right on in there. These are brand new. Okay. Shake it down. I'll put the lid on upside down so I get the last little bit. I'm going to open up this one. There we go. Okay. Now I'm just going to set that upside down like so. Alright, now the next thing it calls for is 1.5 cups of brown sugar. So there's that. And then it calls for, it would be like 5 cups of onions, but I'm not going to put all 5 cups because my husband will flip out. So I put maybe 1 medium onion, and then another half of a medium onion in there. And that's all I put in. So we're going to mix this all up and get ready to can these. These are fantastic. They wind up being so good. Mix it all up really good. It smells good. Oh my goodness. Okay. We got those mixed pretty well. Alright. Let me get my jars over here and get that ready, and I'll be back. Okay, friends. I am back, and I'll show you just how easy this is to do. Maybe I better move that aside so you can see that. Okay, see, these beans are wonderful. So you come in here and get a nice scoop. 1 inch from the top, if that. Okay, I'll show you. That's, you know, that's less than 1 inch from the top. And people would say, oh, take it all the way up to the neck. Nope, that is all the farther I go, just below the neck. Because these beans are still going to expand. So, and you also want to dig down and get your beans, because you don't want all the juice. The beans are going to, you know, fall to the bottom somewhat. So you want to get down to the bottom so you can get all the beans too. Okay. That can go a little bit more. Okay, and we're going to take, and I'm just going to continue to fill these. Okay? Real easy. These are going to be wonderful. Now, you see how long these ones last. Last bunch I did lasted, if I was lucky, 2 months. Oops. That one I filled a little too full. So we're going to dump a little bit of that back in there. Well, I dumped too much back in. You play with it. But anyway, that's how it works. Get it all down here at the bottom. Okay. Just below the neck. So, there you are, friends. Let me finish this. And I'll get them all filled, and then I'll show you my next step. Hey, friends. I am back, and I've got 21 pints out of that bunch beans. Beautiful. So, I got them all filled. So now I'm going to take a little bit of vinegar on my paper towel, and I'm just going to wipe the edges all down, just like so. And I don't boil my rings because this isn't really screaming hot. I don't boil my... Yuck, I want that in there. A chunk of fat. I don't boil my lids anymore, and I don't recommend you to boil them anymore anyway. Now, you should wash them in some hot soapy water and rinse them off, and that's what I did. And I got them ready to put on my jars. So, okay, I showed you that. All right, I got to go to this one or I'll forget where I left off, and that wouldn't be good. So I got the first 6. Okay. So, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my lids on them. And then, I'm going to put my rings on. Just finger tight. Nothing more. Just finger tight. Okay? Just like so. That's it. I got my little ones. I'm going to wipe that one again. That one just appears to be a little icky. I don't want none of that. I want it to seal. Okay. Good enough. Good to go. Finger tight. That one took a look. I got a runaway lid. Alright, so that's how you're going to have them. And see, you can't see very well. Let me put this down. Okay. See, it's just a hair below the neckline. You see that? Nice, juicy. Oh, they're going to be wonderful. Okay, let me get this. Well, first I'll show you here. These ones that are done, I can go ahead and stick them in the canner. Now, I'm going to double stack these because I do got another insert for in between them. So I can get 18 pints in one canner. So I'm going to put those in there, and then I'm going to get the rest of them done, and what I can fit in there, put in the canner, and I'll be back and show you my next step. Friends, you see I got my canner plumb full. I've got 9 jars in the bottom, I've got my divider, and I've got 9 jars on top. So, I am going to pour a shot of vinegar in there. Keep your jars from getting cloudy. And then I'm going to put a good 2 quarts of water in there. Yep. Oh, maybe a little more because it wasn't quite full. There we go. And then I have got my lid with a brand new ring. I had to go clear to town the other day because I threw it away. I should have saved it and showed you my old seal. Oh my goodness, it was like standing straight up and all rippled. It's like, okay, that I've got my last mile out of that one. And I was trying to seal it with laying it down with a knife. It just, oh, I got it on the wrong way. That's why I won't do that. It just wouldn't work. So I had to break down and go get a new one right in the middle of the day. So, okay, that is on. I'm going to turn it on high And this little thing, I tell you all the time, every time I say it, and I only say it every time because you never know if somebody new is watching. And anyway, this little vent here is going to have to spew a steady stream of steam, if that isn't a tongue twister, for 10 minutes. So it's going to be venting and it's going to be spewing a steady stream of steam for 10 minutes. And that heats the entire inside contents up and gets this canner ready to build pressure. So when that gets ready and I get ready to put the jiggler on, I'll bring those of you back and I'll show you. Okay friends, you can hear this spewing. You probably can't see it, but you can sure hear it. So anyway, I'm going to stick my 10-pound side of my weight on there. And when that starts to jiggle, then I'm going to time it for 1 hour and 15 minutes. So when it's all done, I'll be back. Okay friends, this is done. I took the jiggler off. The pressure is released. Now, when you open these, make sure, look at that steam. See that steam? Ooh, that's burning my fingers. Make sure you open it away from you, because it will burn the Hades right out of you. Okay. Ooh, you can hear them just a bubble, and look at that. Those are beautiful. We're going to set those down here. Let me get these out of here. Absolutely. Look at how well those turned out. I am pleased. Let's see how long these last. The last bunch I did probably lasted 2 months and they had it all gone. These are absolutely beautiful. Look at them bubbling. Oh my gosh. Those are going to be so good. Okay, let me get these out real quick and then we'll look at them. I like these cute little square-shaped jars. They're old jars, but I love them. I think I got them in jars that my friend just gave to me. Look at that. Wow. I'm telling you, if you try this recipe, you will love it. I need to get a fork to get my other piece out. You can see that down in there. And when I take that out, I just grab it with a fork. Alrighty. I won't need that again because I just got a few jars to do the next run. Look at there. These are gorgeous. And these I told you they go for 1 hour and 15 minutes because they're beans. You have to treat beans just like meat. Okay, let's see here. Gosh, those are pretty. Yes, Tessie has a beautiful recipe. And that's something you don't want to do too often is clank them jars. But she has a beautiful recipe for these. I tried it. I loved it. I had to do it again to share it with you. She knows I'm sharing it and she's happy. So she's happy that I enjoyed it. So anyway, if you try these, you will like them, I'm sure. And the recipe came from Homestead Tessie. And just that, Homestead Tessie. You can find her on the internet or on YouTube. Look at those, how gorgeous those are. And then I got 3 more to go, so I've got 21 altogether. They're fantastic. I can't wait to get them cleaned up. I'm going to let them cool tonight. And in the morning, I always wash my jars, and I wash them in hot soapy water just like I'm doing dishes. And in fact, I'll do a video on it tomorrow so that you all can see how I do that. People are always afraid to put those lids underwater, or the lids underwater. No, I wash my jars just like I do dishes because I want nice, clean, shiny jars going in my pantry. I don't want any food collected around the edges or nothing. So that's it. That's a fantastic recipe. Again, I'll tell you over and over and over. If you want to see her make this recipe herself as well, go to Homestead Tessie and just click on her little search videos and search up canning baked beans, and you'll see her recipe. But she's fantastic. Check out her channel. She's a wonderful gal. So she gave us a beautiful recipe. Thank you, Tessie, and thank you, Tessie, for letting me share this. And thank you, friends, for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow when we wash the jars.